What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Off the Record. We love Off the Record here at the Smoking Tire because they are looking out for you. If you get pulled over, don't plead guilty. Get off the record. Off the Record will fight a moving violation all the way up to the Supreme Court, if need be, in the jurisdiction where you got pulled over. That means you don't have to go back and go to court. And also, you want to fight these because a lot of times you can get the points off your record, and that means your insurance, maybe your job security, whatever driving privileges you have left will be in good hands and safe. So go to offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST to get 10% off all legal services from Off the Record. Again, one more time, offtherecord.com/TST. Get you 10% off all legal services with Off the Record. Don't plead guilty. Call our people. Trust me. All right, folks, on today's episode, there is a new consumer protection law in California. We are very excited because we live there, and so we're talking about that. We analyzed the new Ferrari SC40's design. Spyker is back, and we predict our expectations for Toyota's new ultra-luxury brand, Century. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go. Yeah, if for those who are just joining us, which is everybody because it's the start of the show. The military was doing some kind of exercise down by San Diego, which resulted in a bunch of the highway signs, all the way up to L.A., because Hannah and I saw this as we were driving up the highway. There was the flashing LED road signs that tell you, it's going to be 20 minutes to LAX airport or whatever, 35 minutes to downtown. They were saying live fire over highway, which... the fuck is that about?
I don't know, but I don't think it went according to plan because that headline really says it all.
Shrapnel hit two CHP vehicles doing Marine Corps demonstration in Pendleton. Yeah.
Maybe I was genuinely curious, if this being, over, is the reaction overblown, or have they never ever done this before, and then this also went wrong, and then therefore it's like...
I mean, I've been driving up and down California 15 years now. I'm pretty sure I've been here about as long as those fucking things exist. It's rare enough that it made the news, so I can't say that it's never happened. But
I just found a picture that's making me laugh a bit. So, when we heard about this celebration, it was allegedly for the Marine Corps' 250th anniversary, which I guess technically is in November. I was like, oh man, they must put our big ships off the shore, and then they launch things over the highway. Look at what we've made and engineered and all that stuff, right?
Essentially they treat cruise missiles like dolphins at SeaWorld.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
That's what I expected. And now I just found a photo of what was happening.
What they were shooting.
And it is so...
Please tell me this is...
underwhelming. It is. Look at that.
Oh.
For people listening, we're looking at five... I guess there'd be big cannons that have just been, put on the beach next to a couple of trucks.
I think you'd call those anti-aircraft guns, maybe.
Maybe, but they're about that size, I guess, for people. It's it's 10 feet long.
It's like a big gun on a trailer, kind of. And then there's a couple of tanks or something that's next to those guns. Those look like tanks, right? Or a tank.
I see some Hummers.
I mean,
I don't see any, and I know the Marine Corps is not the Navy, so it's dumb of me to assume they'd have ships, but this is just a lot less than I thought they would have to celebrate such a...
No, haven't you ever seen A Few Good Men? And Kiefer Sutherland's
sure.
I love you, Navy boys. Whenever we have to go fight somewhere, give us a ride. So I don't think they have ships. I think they just ride on the Navy ships.
Right, yeah. So that's my bet. This is a smaller fireworks show.
I thought when you were setting up what you were about to show me, I was like, oh, maybe they're doing Revolutionary War shit. Maybe it's old school and they're doing, you know what I mean? Like muskets or something.
Slingshots. Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, not really. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Cannons and no, yeah.
Yeah, like cannons. Like that's where I thought you were going.
I guess this is the modern cannon. This is the semi-automatic cannon. It's a lot less than I expected there to be. But anyway,
it looks like the entire line of quote live fire weaponry is about 75 yards long.
Yeah,
which in the context of Camp Pendleton, which you drive through for like 15 minutes.
Huge.
There, you can see them running operations like helicopter training with like, all kinds of stuff down there. In the context of what I've just seen at Pendleton, driving to fucking Jillian's house, this is lamer than what
I'm saying Putin and Kim Jong-un would do it bigger than this. They would do it way bigger.
Right. Like he's not even dictating well.
This is Ja Rule and Jay-Z's watching going, that's not how you stunt.
This is like a Mar-a-Lago dictatorship. This isn't even like a real dictatorship.
Oh man.
That shit isn't like that shit in the office ain't gold. That's like spray painted gold from Costco shit on the fucking walls in there.
Maybe. I think it might use real gold because that's whatever. I didn't mean to launch this. This is just funnier than I was expecting it to be.
It's pretty lame.
All right.
Can we talk about something else that's pretty lame?
Yes.
That's pretty lame?
Yeah, sure.
Did you see the new Ferrari SC40?
No.
So it's the stories over the weekend to talk about it being really a sort of the inspiration. They're cashing in on their F40 retrofuturism like Lamborghini did with the Countach. Except the problem is, I don't know. To me, they're only making one. It's for a guy. It's
well, that's
not. That's good. That's good. That's the exact right reaction because this is bad. Really bad.
Did the person who ordered it, and I'm definitely going to assume it's a man.
Oh yes,
I feel okay about that.
That is.
Is this
safe
bet? Did he specify this, or is this like drawn by them and they pitch it? Like who's the guy that made the one-off thing?
Glickenhaus?
10 years ago. No, between him. Wraparound windshield. Like, car looked great. Fuck, terrible.
The P45 thing?
Maybe the P45.
That's
thing.
Glickenhaus.
No, somebody else.
Okay.
There's been some one-offs that like it's very tasteful and looks really good and cohesive, and then this reminds me a little bit of the F80 where there's like a bunch of different eras colliding at once.
The problem I think is the F40 was a square car. The edges were all square. Mm-hmm. Modern Ferraris are very curvaceous, like stuff from the 60s. And it's the same thing with that new Testarossa that they've got going on. They're trying to turn a curvaceous car into a square, like use square elements on a curvaceous car, and it doesn't look right. It just looks weird. Like the Enzo was like a square car, and the F40 is a square car, and the F50 does split the difference a little bit, but I think it's a little more square than curvaceous in a lot of ways. But everything that's like 458 and up is extremely curvaceous, and to try and make those cars look square is really strange. I think this is worse than the modern Countach. At least really the Ventadors are wedgy. Like at least the general shape of the car is right.
I just found a post on Road and Track that's like here's the one I was thinking of, SP38. But to support your point.
Oh, see, I like that. That at least is like they made a curvaceous car more curvaceous.
Right. So if we look down the line here, we start here with the SP1, way back in the day, built on an F430, but that actually looks like a Corvette in the back, but it gets better.
You know what? I'm going to go against the grain. I like this one.
You do?
I do. It's in a so ugly it's pretty way.
We're looking at the P540 Superfast Aperta.
This looks like it's based on a 599, but it's got they've like C3 Corvetted the back half of it.
This is weird, dude.
It's really weird, but I like it in its weirdness. I would fuck with this one, especially in this fucking insane gold color.
I think the owner will be very happy to learn there's someone he could sell the car to. That's really mean. But as we go down, like you said, it's a curvy car that gets curvier. It kind of stays with the original vehicle, and then I think it gets even better with like the TRS, like these buttresses. This whole back looks
that F12
rad.
TRS is pretty cool. I am a big fan of that one.
You know, all of these based on SP, and then the one I was like, this looks
great.
That's the
Clapton. So this one is really interesting. This is where they tried to do 512 boxer details on a 458. I don't personally love this one, but I think it's like, I do think it kind of works.
I think it works well in the back. I don't think this is great. There's something like the headlights seem too high.
Yeah, well, they didn't do, you know, they had to keep the 458 headlights and greenhouse for this one. They seem more willing to change them shits in the newer ones. You know, I don't know if that's because of low volume regulations or if it's because they just, for more money, they don't give a fuck or whatever. But
where's the like that? You know, especially MM looks good.
The MM was all right. Yeah, I mean that one doesn't do so much. For
this is the one I was thinking of.
SP38. Yeah,
but I think to your point, you know, these all like they don't seem like they deviate too much from the original car.
Yeah.
And get crazy, or that they're colliding a bunch of different generations together. And then you go over here, and like this is straight, this is round. They try to do like they try to do rectangle headlights like the F40. But it wraps around the outside of the nose, which seems round and modern.
It ends up looking like an MC20 kit car.
It really does.
Like, it looks like, you know, the headline should be, "Man in rural Russia builds his own MC20." And with that, I've been uninvited from every Ferrari event ever.
That was my thought. I was like, you know, we didn't get invited to them anyway. This is,
It's so weird.
It's a lot. There's just a lot. There's a lot of different shapes happening.
Yeah. And, man, white wheels. Like, dude, no F40 has color-matched wheels. What are you doing? They have silver wheels.
I think white on white is tough. Integra Type R with white and white.
If it's a rally car. If it's a rally car.
It's okay, but I still would prefer contrast.
Yeah, I'm not saying this car should be red-black or you know, red-red or whatever, but like, God. It's hard to look at. It's like this front 3/4 improves the angle, improves marginally, but still like no.
Well, I also like this intake right by the door. It's like a polygon, you know. It's like straight, then it hooks straight. But over here, it's very round. You know, I mean, I know I'm not like an automotive designer, but that's what stands out to me. That you've got things back here that are like very angular, trapezoidal, and then up here we go. No, we're back to round and organic, and they're doing the floating lip thing like they're doing on the new car.
Just a lot of things happening.
Is there a shot of the back?
This, like the rear 3/4 above, that is all day MC20.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't even see an F40 there. I see MC20.
Yeah. I see.
It's a weird car.
I see no F40. All right.
I don't know what. Dude, they don't, they're not making a car that I want right now.
296 is good.
296 is good, but other things I think are as good dynamically now, and don't have the annoying interfaces that the 296 has.
True.
Like the 296, if that was the only way to get that kind of experience, I would go okay. But a 750 works better. Yep. Amazingly enough, I can't believe I'm saying that. A 750 is more straightforward and works better and has a better interface.
Yeah.
Than a 296 does. Other things, folks, we got to take a quick break because support coming in hot from StrapHabit watch straps. Real topical advertiser this week. I'm so happy to have them. I love StrapHabit. I have been buying straps from them for years. StrapHabit was started back in 2019 by a longtime collector, and his wife came up with the name after she noticed how often he was swapping out watch straps. I understand. I change my straps a lot. I've changed strap on a Notice Canyon today. And StrapHabit understands the effort and expense that go into finding the perfect watch, but sometimes the included strap or bracelet is often uncomfortable, maybe doesn't reflect your style, it's the wrong season. Maybe that's where StrapHabit comes in to help, because your watch is not complete until it has the perfect strap. That's why I made the Notice Canyon easy, interchangeable, toolless strap changes. And the owner is an automotive engineer, and they've really got a lot of amazing products, right? StrapHabit focuses on affordable pricing and quick release spring bars. That's clutch. You don't want to have to mess with tools. We have the technology now to eliminate spring bar tools most of the time. So you can buy multiple straps, swap them out easy to match any situation, any outfit, any activity without tools. It's great for traveling. You don't want to carry sharp stuff on the plane, and you don't need to. And they find deployant style straps at affordable pricing. I just got 2 sailcloth straps with the deployant. Really dig those. There's a whole bunch of sizes, including the odd 19 and 21s for watches like Grand Seiko and modern Rolexes. And they have straps of all sizes designed for large and small wrists. StrapHabit ships orders within 1 business day from its headquarters in Ohio, and most customers receive their order within a few days. International shipping is available. You can go get some awesome watch straps for yourself, for gifts, for every situation at StrapHabit.com, and then use code TST15 at checkout for 15% off your order. That's StrapHabit.com with code TST15 for 15% off. And welcome StrapHabit to the party. Also, fire coming in hot from Car Gurus. Car Gurus is so important because when you're talking about regular cars, right? Not some weird car on Bring a Trailer, not airplane engine dune buggies, just regular cars. It should be way easier to buy a regular car than it is, but they have made it hard and confusing intentionally. Car Gurus is the shortcut. It shouldn't be a thing that's a headache. Car Gurus makes it so easy to find the right car at the right price and providing everything up front, from deal ratings to real-time price changes and complete vehicle history, because your big deal should feel like the best deal. Car Gurus will send you alerts for new listings and price drops on the cars you're looking at, so you get notified immediately and make that quick move. My friend Tim, if he had had Car Gurus, he wouldn't have lost the Macan he was looking at. He was hemming and hawing, should I get it? And then, boom, it was gone the next day. He was late. You don't want to be late. But when you're ready, Car Gurus will connect you with a dealership that you can actually trust, so the process feels clear, simple, and stress-free. Car Gurus has the biggest selection out there with more than 4 million listings. That's more than any other major online automotive marketplace in the U.S., so you can find the best deal. Car Gurus puts you in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively, with the tools, information, and data-driven deal ratings that let you shop your way. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. So buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. That's CARGURUS.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.com. Remember the Cybertruck e-scooter you rode, the Infinite Machine? So I met the founder at this like tech week thing. The same one, I forgot, the same one with the swarm boats that I forgot that I had talked to him, but he emailed me. And I was drinking, you see, and he showed me his next projects. And I don't have pictures or anything like that, but like essentially they're like kind of keeping it mobility. And a couple of their designs for like smaller, like they have like a foldable e-bike that's like, they have like a stand-up scooter that's pretty cool. Like some of their like sort of minimalist designs for more like mobility devices, I actually thought were very cool.
Nice.
And if that's the direction they're going, as opposed to more like, you know, things that require registration and are faster and whatever and look like Cybertrucks, then I can get down.
Yeah, here's their website. They have one of their smaller scooters.
Yeah, so like that one actually is even The two he showed me were like slimmer and more minimalist than that one.
Got it.
Yeah. But the Alto is like the current one, and they have a smaller version of it, and then they have a stand-up-y one that they're working on.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he was insistent that the small ones would have the the proper grade brakes and suspension and stuff. He was
nice. Okay.
Nice guy, actually. And then just yesterday it was announced that fucking Spyker's coming back. Yes. I didn't really know. I assumed they ran out of money or something. I didn't really look into what was happening with Spyker, but it seemed like it seems now that there was a dispute over who owned the rights to it. And so Victor Mueller, who was the guy, wrote on social media that they had resecured all of the rights to Spyker, which is pretty much what they've been trying to do for the last 10 years, I guess.
Wow.
We last saw them. They were about to make that SUV thing. They were about to make their second car. They made a couple prototypes. They never quite got it off the ground. But now that anti-screens is like a new thing in sports cars, they're pretty well poised to come back and be like, Art Deco interior, you
For
say?
Sure. Yeah.
Toggles. Would you like some toggles? Would you like some machine-turned aluminum?
Imagine how mad they've been. All they're trying to do is secure the rights, and they're watching the trend move into the space that they owned for years.
Yeah.
And they're like, we know how to do this. Just give us the paperwork. And they had to
make this
fight this case.
Look like a Zeppelin in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But that's kind of exciting though. Did you ever drive one?
No. Wait. Maybe when we drove one at Spring Mountain in 2009. Yeah. We went early. I think I drove that one.
Did you?
And that was it. And I love them. I'd buy one so fast.
That one was supercharged.
I know. It was good with the 4.2, right?
Yeah. Those are fucking good cars.
Yes.
Can you look on BAT and see what the recent sales were? Because they were crazy. They couldn't give those things away.
I think they went out of business because they were spending $200,000 on the interior and they were selling them for $100,000.
Yeah.
They were not expensive.
That last one that Galpin had, and my friend Seth finally bought it for $140,000 after the original sticker started with a 3, and then during the pandemic, all of a sudden they jumped up to 400 G's. What's the
330?
Yeah, they've all got a 3, right?
270, but you're easily spending $300,000.
Yeah.
Wow, this is 505.
Well, that's a La Violette, which is the hardtop, but it's also a Targa, so it's a removable hardtop, and it's a low mileage car.
They're all pretty low mileage.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
True. The hardtops were rare. The La Violettes were the La Violettes were the shit. They had the coolest roof scoop ever, dude. Go look at the black one, the 4,000 mile one that you just said. Look at the roof scoop on that fucking thing. These cars were so rad. I really liked driving them. They're rowdy. It's a glass roof split by a fucking roof scoop, and those panels pop out.
That's pretty cool.
So you can pop out the side panels and then keep the fucking roof scoop there. That's ridiculous.
That's pretty incredible.
And this was an 07, so this was at the end. So it got this has a different steering wheel entirely.
Yeah, that's a decent steering wheel.
That's actually I've never seen that steering wheel actually, but that is the third steering wheel I've seen. The original steering wheel is the fucking Chris Craft steering wheel, the vintage lake boat steering wheel, which is unbelievable. And then they started using the Gallardo steering wheel because they had to do airbags. Right. No one liked that. So either this was an airbag wheel and this may have been a European spec car that had the airbag exemption, but they didn't make the Chris Craft wheel anymore. This looks like it's out of a Lotus.
Yeah, it does look like a Lotus.
Yeah.
Man, what amazing cars.
These things were kick-ass. They sounded so cool. The 4.2 with a really short exhaust sounded great. VF made the blower. It was good for 525 horsepower. And it was just all everything was just super polished metal.
It just looks like an airplane that you drive on the ground, like an old fighter plane. I wouldn't go La Violette. I think the regular C8s are beautiful. I think it
makes a great roadster for sure.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous roadster.
The La Violettes are just much rarer, so they happen to be worth more.
But man, this is a great shape.
Yeah, I love those cars. So yeah, I mean, you can see why they're so pretty. You know, the Audi 4.2 isn't like the most dependable engine, you know, whatever, but it's by supercar standards, it's a pretty known quantity. It's easy to keep running.
At least you could get parts for it at an Audi dealership versus if you have a Koenigsegg.
Yeah. Well, and also like if you've got one of these, you know, oh wow, go up. I've never seen that. I've never seen the hardtop installed on one of those.
Kind of weird.
It's super weird, but is there another picture? Go up. Is there another picture of it on? Is that the only picture of it on?
No, there's always more. Look at this.
That's the Chris Craft steering wheel.
God.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that interior, the first time, I mean, this was 05, right? So I had just started making videos, 05, 06. Vinny was the Spyker PR guy. And when I drove one of these, I was, what the fuck is this crazy thing? It was great. It had no traction control. It was rowdy like a Cobra. It was awesome. There's a side profile of the hardtop right there. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy looking with the hardtop on. I've never seen that before. How cool.
Weird.
Yeah.
So they might come back though.
Well, I bet if you've already got one of these, you're super stoked because they'll be able to service it. Now there's got to be like some, you know, who knows? I'm sure we could figure out who the guy is that services these things, but it's probably a pain in the dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. Well, that's their only This is the whole webpage right now.
The entire website is we win and we're back.
Read more about Spyker.
And then it goes to the rest of their website.
And then it goes to the old stuff. Okay.
Yeah. It's like Squarespace to me. That's pretty cool, huh? And then, you know, also I saw this over the weekend, this CARS Act thing in California, this new law in California that fucking Newsom signed. This is pretty cool. This is like a really, that's it right there, top story. This is a super consumer friendly law about buying cars. Guys, one more break from the action because DeleteMe is in the house. And right now the headlines are full of data breaches, regulatory rollbacks, making us all more vulnerable. But you can do something about it. Take care of yourself, folks. DeleteMe is here to make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. It's important to have control of this data. It is very profitable for people to essentially steal your data and sell it. That's really what's going on with these data broker websites. And as someone with an active online presence, privacy is important to me. I really do value that kind of stuff. So I got DeleteMe. It couldn't have been easier. I signed up and made an account at joindeleteme.com/tire and entered in a lot of personal information. That seems a little counterintuitive, but it has to know what to look for. DeleteMe then went to work finding and scrubbing information from data broker websites. It turns out there was over 1,000 instances of my personal data, my family's personal data out there, and so they got rid of a lot of it automatically. There were other things where I had to take a couple of clicks, do a couple of things. There was other ones where they had to file like legal notices to take it down, but they do all that. I don't really have to do much except click yes, sign here. And they keep going. It's not just one time. Every month they would send me a new report. So the first month it was like 1,100 and then it was 500 and then 300. And now we're down to like 100 each month, but it's ongoing. They're always looking out for you. It's not one and done. You can do this. It's not hard. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe, and now it's at a special discount for our listeners. You can take 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to www.joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to www.joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. That's www.joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. And now back to the show. Essentially, there's a lot more disclosures the dealers have to do about the total costs of things. They're a lot more prohibited from sneaking in like add-on shit like undercoating or any of that shit. They have to disclose it's more disclosures about gap insurance and stuff like that. But also, there's a bunch in the past. If you want any like add-ons, like an extended warranty or like the wheel and tire protection, whatever, you had to do it before you walked out of there with the car. Now you can do 10 days from day of purchase. You can add that on. And the biggest one is for used cars under 50,000. There's a 3-day return law.
Yeah.
So if you put less than 400 miles on the car,
you don't damage it.
3 days and you don't damage it, you can return that car.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's a first nationally. I've never heard of that nationally.
I don't know.
At least in California, they make a very big deal about no cooling off period, and basically that means once you sign this shit, this is your car.
Right.
So now you can return it.
I think it's from a consumer side. If you buy a used car, the stories of used car salesmen are varied. A lot of them are bad, but if you buy a car, you get home and you go, oh, something's broken. You didn't negotiate for the warranty, whatever. To be able to go back there, I'm assuming that's a big angle for this protection. And go, hey, like this is messed. I don't want this. This is not what you said it was going to be.
Yeah.
Really
you saw it on the lot. You like the color. You drive it for a day or two, and you go, $850 a month for this fucking thing. That's a bad idea. And you go, maybe not. Maybe let me cut and run now instead of being just totally stuck for 144 months or whatever.
That's funny. It's the refractory period law. You're like, now that you've calmed down from the purge and the excitement of the new car,
totally.
Do you really want this thing?
Yeah. It wouldn't have worked for my Focus RS because it was new at the time. But like, on day 3, I was like, oh, this is gonna need some work.
These chairs are not right.
Something's not right here with this. Yeah. But I think that's awesome. Is there other things in here that I've missed? Let's see. Several stringent requirements. Prohibition of misrepresentations. You cannot misrepresent material information about the vehicle, including cost, financing terms, and add-ons. Clear and conspicuous disclosures regarding, among other things, the total price and the voluntary nature of add-ons. There's a ban on valueless add-ons. So dealers are barred from charging for add-ons that do not benefit the purchaser, such as unnecessary warranties or services. I wonder where they draw the line. I mean, that seems
vague.
There needs to be a clarification on that. Like, does nitrogen-filled tires benefit the purchaser?
Right.
Like, most of the times, like, abso-fucking-lutely not. It does not. But it's like they'll put $200 for that on there.
Right.
But the 3-day right to cancel, so it offers the first time ever a cooling off period, and also a record retention thing where dealers have to retain records demonstrating compliance with the act for 2 years. Look, that it's going to be a little more work for dealers. They're probably going to be annoyed about it. There's probably going to be some lobby fighting it, but like, fuck that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if this is a reaction to dealers acting shady and fucking people over, these are laws written in people's fucking blood, essentially. Hopefully not literally, but you know what we mean. I don't know. I think this is good. I don't really see, other than there being more work for a dealer and other than potential vague language on what a valueless add-on is. I wonder if we can. There's the law. Is that the link to the law up top? Maybe we can actually, if we could find quickly in the law what valueless means. I don't know if we can Command F that motherfucker, but I'd be interested to see if there's literally a line where they've drawn on valueless.
Strangely, that term is not in there.
Really?
No.
Huh. All right. Well, I have a long flight coming up, so I can actually download this and maybe read some of it. I read the story. I just read the actual fucking 8,000 word law. Sorry. But either way, I think net positive for consumers, even if the language on valueless is vague. And don't get the nitrogen in the tires ever. That's just, what are you, a sucker? That's dumb.
Oh, look. Okay, a dealer cannot charge for an add-on product or service that won't benefit the consumer, such as nitrogen-filled tire-related products or services.
Get the fuck out of here.
That contain less than 95% nitrogen purity.
That contain less than 95% nitrogen purity.
Well, I guess
prove it.
Sure, I mean, yeah, but maybe was that an adjustment that was written by the dealership lobby to adjust it, or was that a problem where they were just giving people regular air and saying there's nitrogen in there?
I mean, see, that is really interesting. Is it just a total scam or just a mild scam?
Don't provide coverage.
They got a guy. They got to have a guy going with a thing going. This one is totally pure. I've never seen nitrogen like this before.
85%.
Can I please take this home?
90%. You can't charge for oil changes for electric vehicles.
That's fucking
the
crazy.
fact that that's in there.
Catalytic converter markings for a vehicle that does not have a catalytic converter. Surface protection product that renders the manufacturer's warranty for the paint job void. Oh, shit. Oh, I wonder if that's ceramic coating. I think that's ceramic coating.
Oh, so if you ceramic coat a car from the dealership,
listen, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's true at all. But if you improperly applied ceramic coating, let's say, and it fucking fogged up and like hazed up your whole shit, and you took the car to the dealer and tried to claim warranty, they might tell you to kick fucking rocks, and they probably should.
Well, this is saying the dealer can't charge for these things.
Right. So the dealer, the dealer can't then the dealer can't charge you for a ceramic product only to then turn around and void your paint warranty because your car has a ceramic coating.
You definitely should not be allowed to do that.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm interested to find out, like, was this written from consumer side, or because some laws and bills are written in partnership.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of like things that get snuck in that don't do anything, and they're seen by lawmakers as helpful, and it's really written by lobbyists. It's not helpful. But this might be, if these are examples of really terrible shit that was being done, that is so atrocious.
They must be.
Yeah.
These are incredibly specific.
Yeah.
These are absolutely things that are very specific that were going on.
It's really close to including someone's name, like Terry Stevens can no longer sell you.
And also, Chevy of fucking Denver can fucking kick rocks.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Yeah, that's so. The nitrogen, again, how are we auditing the purity of the nitrogen in the tires?
There's people that will go do that. They'll go in, they'll get their tires filled, they'll take their tire to a lab.
Bro, we could be.
Sure.
That could be us.
Yeah.
We could be Nitro Brothers.
There's our new channel, the Nitrous Brothers.
Dude, you want to see something really funny? So we have to have our lifts serviced at South Bay. And I'm going to say the name of the business we use. There's no discount or anything, but just because it's funny. And so far, I'm happy with their work. But Phil was looking for a new company to service our lifts. We weren't happy with the old company. And it turns out, based on what the new company found, rightly so, there was just nothing dangerous. But like they were like, I wouldn't have done this like this. So, okay, get fixed, whatever. The name of the company was Dr. Hydraulics. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Dr. Hydraulics. Like, that dude's bouncing on the weekends with 16 switches.
I hope so.
And during the day, he's making fucking good pistons work, right? And he arrives and he's working. And I'm like, I was like, honestly, I got the name. I just like the name. I chose you like I choose a bottle of wine. I just like the name. And I was like, I think Dr. Hydraulics is fucking cool. And he goes, oh, I don't mean to correct you.
I'm not a doctor. I'm in school.
No, it's DR Hydraulics. Like the guy's initials are like da-da-da. I'm not going to say his name.
Capital R.
There aren't periods.
Sure. But is it a lowercase r?
No, on the truck, it's capital D, capital R. No, it's all caps across.
Okay.
It's just all caps.
That's really funny.
So he's like, no, it's not Dr. Hydraulics. It's DR Hydraulics. And I was like, listen, man, let people think it's Dr.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Don't blow up fantasy. That's literally why I hired you.
He could write so many ads,
It's why you're here. I'm sure you're going to do a good job, but like that's how I chose you in the sea of this.
Got a problem? See the doctor. What are you
call
doing?
The doctor.
Yeah, he's like, no. You go see DR. Like, no. You go see the doctor. Call the doctor.
Exactly.
Does your machinery have a fever? Call the doctor.
It's got a runny nose.
There you go.
It's a little sweaty, a little leaky. Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe a little shaky.
DR. Call the doctor.
And then the last thing I had on my list is that apparently Lexus can't get fancy enough, and so Toyota is now launching a new brand called Century above Lexus. You know, you and I like Toyota Centuries.
Yeah.
That makes some sense.
Yep.
And you know, Hyundai went with a Hyundai Genesis and then Genesis. That succession of how words work follows an arc. But yeah, Toyota's going to basically try to build Bentleys, essentially. I think they probably can, because they built an LS400. But I wonder how. Like,
well, question is how much parts sharing will there be? And actually, it doesn't really matter these days because now you can have a BMW that's underneath a Rolls Royce, and they do a great job of hiding, you know, where it comes from.
Yeah.
So if Toyota can do that, and the styling's good, and the cars work, you know, I think that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah. So like the last, what do I picture a Century as traditional styling on a modern platform, incredibly like sumptuous materials, a bunch of fucking gadgets, like lots of cool gadgets,
cup holders,
and like really innovative uses of like flexible space, like when your feet could go through the back of the passenger seat for a footrest, shit like that, you know. But it has to be like super Japanese, like really like the way that a Rolls Royce is super British. It's got to be super Japanese.
How so? What does that mean to you?
Like a Rolls Royce is stately in this sort of like upright way. Like they're very like vertical.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
The dash is very vertical.
The dashes are vertical. The grill slats are very vertical. Everything's kind of up. They're all tall. They're tall sedans,
like a castle.
Like the Japanese stuff, it's like a little wider, a little like lower and wider, like a bit better like stance maybe. But the way the exterior is like fancy, but like turned down, like muted.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're usually a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
I mean, Rolls-Royce, they've gotten more subtle, but they, you know, for decades, they were like, look at this giant fireplace silver grill in the front.
Yeah.
And now it's like a little bit more subdued because the car has to be more aerodynamic, but it's still definitely
like,
there.
You want kind of a squared off roof.
With a Rolls.
Really with either. I mean, I think with either.
I don't know. I think you could do swoopy and just make it look, you know, I think the car has to be beautiful. Like Mercedes had that concept that was shown last week, I think, that looked like the new Celeron.
Oh yeah, the look like with the new grill.
Whoa.
I was like,
that's
one
of the
they
best
made that
things I've seen in a long time.
The grill is like the late 70s, early 80s grill.
There's a 1930s fire happening.
The vertical grill, like from the 600 Grosser and the 280 SE, like that grill.
What was it called?
Oh shit, I don't know. That new Mercedes Vision Iconic. It's all about that front grill, really. The rest of it's like, actually, I don't really care that much for it, but the grill is extremely cool. That really works. Actually, I don't want to say I don't care for it. The rest of it reminds me of the Maybach Accelero concept from like 10 years ago.
They just smoothed it out a little bit. You know, this back, it's very SL, of course.
Yeah, very SL, very 300 gull wing.
Elongate everything. But I'm saying this to me looks just as, you know, sexy and stately and faster, of course, than like a Rolls Royce or something with a more vertical cabin to it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
So Century, what do you think? Do you think the public will accept?
I mean, I don't. I think that there was a time that a Lexus was like, in the early '90s, like in a lot of ways, a Lexus was like a better car than a fucking Rolls Royce. Honestly, I mean, an LS400 was objectively a better car than my Turbo R, even though the Turbo R was like metal and like really, it was like that sort of. That old school, like serviceable, like a fucking like an AGA stove or something like that, like one of those stoves from like the 1800s that lasts like 1,000 years and is made of iron. Like that's what the Bentley is, and the Lexus represented the newest, smoothest, quietest, most refined thing. Lexuses are still kind of that, but they don't have that over-the-top build quality that they used to have. So Century needs to be that. It needs to be this ridiculously over-the-top quality.
Yeah, I agree. I think they can. They just need to put the work into it, which they will.
Yeah.
I think, and it's that and then the power plant. Like, what's the power plant going to be? Is that going to be exciting to people? You know, it can't be. If it's like a Camry V6 with a hybrid assist that gives it a total of 500 horsepower, that's not enough. It needs to have some magic.
Yeah, that would be pretty lame. I think what could work is if it was a fairly powerful EV with a super smooth onboard generator so that it could essentially drive forever. Essentially.
It would be funny if Toyota finally dove into the EV market, but it was only at like the $300,000 price point.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think any pure luxury EV at $200,000 plus is really going to work right now. But if it is a range extended EV that would allow you to drive indefinitely, that probably would work better as long as the gas engine was super, super smooth. Like you would have to like almost not know when it was running, which I think is possible actually. I think Toyota remember the champagne glass?
Sure. Yeah.
Like anyone can fucking do it. They can do it.
And they did, and that was with a V8, which in other cars get a lot of vibration.
Yeah. Like they could do it. So it's just a matter of like not giving a fuck how much they're going to spend. Just go for it, whatever it costs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like
anything that you would like to talk about, or should we just go to the people?
I have a quick story.
What you got, man?
A car from my family will be visiting your painter person this week, your touch-up savant.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah's car got hit, and it was a very, very, very small, but it's kind of a funny story. Like, it was at the end of Friday, and Friday was not going well for me. Like, our dog was sick. I found out some family news that wasn't good. I had been arguing with medical records, things on my back. Like, it was a really shitty Saturday. And we're driving home, and we are stopped in traffic, and a car backs out of a weed dispensary and hits us. We're not moving. And I get so mad. Like, I get out of the car. I'm like, this is just not the right time.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm going to fight somebody. I'm like, I'm not going to attack somebody, but I'm real pissed. And I look at their, and I pause and I look at their car and I see backup camera. And I go, great, there's no excuse for what just happened. And then I walk up to the window, and the woman's like a 72-year-old art teacher with her 71-year-old friend, and like diffuses immediately.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not going to yell at you.
Yeah.
And they were so sweet and apologetic. And it was so adorable. They were like, oh, we just wanted to get some weed because I had knee surgery. And I'm like, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard. Like, I want you to have that too.
I can't be mad at you.
No, not at all.
Pull your car out for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's how it went down. So it's
did
just
they offer to pay?
Oh yeah,
for this?
they did.
Okay,
They offered to pay for it, and it's a little like scuff.
All right.
And it's just
we got the guy. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
We got the guy.
Totally.
It's fine. But like, that's a bummer. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it was that. I'm glad that was it, because like, if you were going to go yell at the guy, he might have told you to go fuck yourself, and you might get nothing, or have to fucking call the cops or whatever. Like, this is like, you're good for it.
Yeah.
You know,
it could not have gone better.
That blows.
It was just a bummer of a thing. Yeah.
Was it the fucking weed store by my house?
No.
Okay.
It was over. We were dropping near Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
But what was funny about
people
that?
Back out of that one by my house. People fucking back out of it. They don't
busy street.
This
was similar. It was like thoroughfare. Everyone's everyone's doing the LA cut. But she gets out of her car and it's still like halfway in the road, which she shouldn't have left it there. But the security guy who works at the weed place, who's got like his gun and tack belt, was not helping traffic. It was almost like he's like, I'm better than that. I filled out the forms. I have a gun. I'm not helping with parking anymore.
I'm guarding the store. I ain't a fucking valet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the guard at my weed store 2 weeks ago had a fucking bandage on his hand. I was like, oh man, what happened? He goes, I cut myself a little bit. I go, yeah, how'd you do that? He goes, punched through a guy's fucking window. And I was like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah, I don't know, but he said the guy came in and was fucking starting mad shit in the store. I was like, all right, you're good. Cool, man. Sounds hard.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's...
If he didn't use an implement to punch that window, that is a really impressive
This guy is not
person.
far off of like Danny Trejo in the early 90s. Wow. This dude, he's fucking legit.
Do you remember there was a video that went around the internet years ago, and we'll get to questions, where some dude gets out of his car, he's really mad, and this person starts filming on their phone. And he walks up to their window, to the driver's side, and he starts punching it to try to break through it. And it's like 7 punches, does nothing. And then he's like, motherfucker, and he's yelling, he's going crazy. Bam, 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 not getting through the window. And then his wife walks up and just pulls him away. And it was... He was like, I'm tough. Like, your mom just came to get you after you didn't get through this window. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Before we get to the questions, November 2nd, that's a Sunday, be at the Hilton Head Concourse. If you're in the Hilton Head, South Carolina or Savannah, Georgia area, please come out, say hi. If you have anything else to do that's fun surrounding that event, by all means, fucking get in the DMs and let me know what's going on. And then if you're in LA and a watch nerd, particularly a Grand Seiko nerd, I will be appearing at the GS9 Club event, which is the Grand Seiko Owners Club, and that's November 8th. I believe it's a Saturday. And again, if you're in LA, you can register for that through your normal GS9 Club events RSVPs. It's not going to be that big. It will definitely sell out, but it's going to be fun, so come on and hang.
Cool.
And then lastly... Blue Ridge Ramble, it's not called that anymore. Strike that, reverse it, the Blue Ridge 500. You see, it turns out there was a guy who had an event called that already. And we did not know. And he got mad. One might say rightfully so.
Yeah.
And so we changed the name of our event.
Sure.
Because first one to the name gets the name. And we didn't know. So we changed the name. It's now the Blue Ridge 500. You can come drive with me. It's the first one we've ever done that has 2 racetrack experience. It's got the PEC, where you will do the full PEC program. It's like their 2-hour program that you would do. We're doing that in their cars, and you can choose which car you do it in, just depending on your budget. RSs are kind of expensive, in case you knew. And then Atlanta Motorsports Park, Cherahalla Skyway, Tail of the Dragon, bourbon tasting, Knoxville, Nashville, Pat Long. I have hired Pat Long to come down, and we're going to do a fireside chat, but also he's going to be giving thrill rides in a new Carrera GTS, one of the hybrid ones, which with Pat driving, that will be at AMP.
Whoa.
That track is such a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It'll be serious with Pat. I'm going on a ride. That'll be really fun. And of course, I'm driving a 918, which is silly. A couple spots left. I know it's last minute, but if you want to fucking come meet us in Atlanta for a good time, experiences.roadandtrack.com. Okay, the people in the Patreon, if you want to ask us questions of the show, if you want to get the show early, if you want to get the show without ads, if you want to get extra show, if you want early and exclusive access to merch collabs and things like that, patreon.com/the Smoking Tire Podcast. Not to mention, and it does bear mentioning every time, as a fan, everybody is equally valuable. But as a fan who financially supports the show, a lot of people ask us how to financially support the show. Even the lowest Patreon tier, which is $3 a month, you are about 1,000 times more valuable financially as a fan each month than you would be even if you played every single ad on every bit of content we make. So if you do want to support, $3 a month, 5, what do we have? 3, 6, 10.
3, 8, 10.
3, 8, 10.
3, 8, 10, 15.
3, 8, 10, 15. Even the 3. We're happy to have you. And even if you don't want to do it, we're happy to have you anyway. But people ask, and that is how you become a super fucking VIP and keep us buying stupid cars. Right. Spencer says, after watching the last 10 laps of the Bathurst 1000, I was wondering if either of you has done much fast driving in the wet. Do you love it, hate it? I have, and I don't really like it.
I think the only time I've done fast driving in the wet on track that I can remember is New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done a lot of it in high school and afterwards, like in the canyons and stuff. I don't know, it's kind of fun, but like, you definitely reduce speed. Like, I'm definitely not pushing the edge of anything in the wet and trying to find, improve that skill on public roads. Like, it just is what it is.
Not in the wet. I mean, I've done wet track days before, and although I think there's a lot to learn from them, I don't prefer that. I've been to racing schools where it rains and they're like, "You're so lucky." Meanwhile it's open wheel cars and I'm like fucking soaked. They'll say how lucky you are. You get to race in the rain and learn a different thing and whatever. And I understand where they're coming from, but all things considered, I think I'd prefer to race in the dry.
They're not frigid. I'd like to do more wet track days, but that's a luck of the draw thing.
I love drive. I mean, if I'm on a road trip and it rain, like I love a rainy day drive. Like, that's a fun novelty to me. I don't get to experience that often. So like, I don't mind rain at all when I'm out driving. But if we're talking about racing, I prefer not. I think some of the most scared I've ever been in a car was mid-Ohio in the wet. That's a
slippery place, right? Doesn't have a lot of
ice. It was crazy how slick it was
because of the pavement they've redone and stuff, right? I've heard that place is very slippery.
It's terrifying in the wet, and if you hit grass, you just slide like half a mile into the woods. They never find you again. Under the Cuff wants to say, have me and Johnny ever thought of doing voiceover work? You know what's funny? I met a voice actor last night, and he was like, "You should do." I don't know what to do. I got to figure out how to do voiceover work. It seems easy. What character I would like to do? Anybody who wants Seth Rogen, but I will charge 1/3 of what he charges.
Perfect.
Easy. Yeah. Done. Work. Domesticated Jaguar XJS. Did I get a headset to use while leading the road and track drives? Yes, I did. I did use the headset. I did get a headset. It does help most of the time. Although on the long drive, keeping that thing in my ear for like 6 hours is not great.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah. Ferrari driver therapist says, how would your garage change if you weren't worried about making content or weren't able to write off a portion of your expenses? Would you have similar daily drivers and fun cars? That's a really good question. I don't think I buy anything just for making content. I think I would make some content about anything I buy because why wouldn't I?
I think if you were aimed at maximizing content from your purchases, like if you were making purchases based on what could get maximum engagement, you'd buy different cars.
I would buy different things. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I maybe would have just got another Mach-E instead of the Taycan, honestly. But I'm not. But I'm happy I did. It's fine. It would actually be more like I would let my wife just buy whatever the fuck car she wanted instead of me injecting my automotive needs into her life. Like,
really?
Yeah, like I think like with the Mach-E and the other cars before that, like no, not really that. Just those two, just the Porsche and the Mach-E. I was like, this is what we're getting. I wasn't like, I let her drive it. I wanted her input, but it wasn't like, just go get whatever you want. I don't care. I'm hands off, which is what I did for 2 cars for her before. And, she just had what she wanted and we never hardly mentioned it. So Anyway, it was more like when we went from 2 cars to 1 in terms of daily drivers. That's when it mattered. Paul says, okay, my girlfriend drives a JCW Mini that was handed down to her. She's been looking at more family-friendly cars, and the new Mini Countryman has caught her eye. What should I convince her to cross-shop with instead of the Countryman, or is it not as bad as I think it would be? I mean,
I haven't driven a Countryman in a while.
I haven't driven one since probably 2015. So I have absolutely no idea.
I think I'm not trying to be disparaging to Mini Cooper. I would look at Consumer Reports the one question is, how long do you keep cars for? Because the other ones you listed, Mazda, Toyota, Honda, really good reliability records, at least for Toyota and Honda for sure. Are you going to keep this car for like 10 to 12 years? Are you guys going to lease it? Are you going to own it for 3 years and want to switch things? Like, that might influence your decision a lot. Countryman's super fun, but you should always know what you're getting into. So I would look at like Consumer Reports and reviews of the new Countryman and the other ones you're thinking of too.
And like Mazdas, Toyotas, Hondas, you're talking about small crossovers. Like, I'm sorry, but like we don't drive those. Like I could not tell you the difference in back seats between those.
Yeah,
the back seat of Sarah's RAV is nice. Mm-hmm. Okay. But like that's not fun.
And it's not a 3-row either. The RAV4 is not a fun car. It's a good car.
Yeah.
The Mazda CX-50 we had briefly was a little more fun, but honestly way too stiff for the street, and also just a 2-row car.
I might look at like an Audi Q3 or Q5.
If you don't want a 3-row. The CRV has, I think, an inch more rear seat room than the RAV4 does. But we chose the RAV4 for other reasons, and as you said, like you've sat back there, I've sat back there. It's actually a really spacious place to be.
But these are not fun cars. I don't know. And I mean, by the way, if she really wants a Countryman, like let her get one.
True.
Also that, like I don't know whether I'm the Boxster or the Jag. That is the best Pearl Jam one I've seen yet. Bravo. Very good. Are any kit cars actually worth a shit, or is it up to the builder to fabricate the shittiness out of them? Well, first you have to define kit car. Like, a lot of things that people will refer to as kit cars aren't really kit cars. They're like replicas that are built, by a shop, and you are delivered a turnkey car. It's just... maybe the chassis and the body and the engine arrived to this builder, separately. There are ones you can build yourself. You could build a Cobra yourself.
Yeah, Caterham.
You could build a Caterham yourself. And I mean, in my experience, like, are the ones you build yourself like much worse than the ones you would buy completely built, or is it basically the same shit?
That's a good question. Because we had help from a mechanic friend of ours with our car. Like, I know a friend of mine, him and his dad bought a Caterham that they assembled themselves, and they did run into some issues with like the diff, and they had to talk to Caterham about, this is a manufacturing problem we've run into. So I think if it's built for you at the place, that stuff will probably get ironed out before you pick it up. And if you build it yourself, you might have to discover these things and then troubleshoot it with the company you bought it for. I think the biggest thing is, if you're replicating if you're building a kit based on a car that's from the 60s, it will feel correct because those cars were simply made. But if you're trying to build a Ferrari from the 90s out of a kit, it's going to feel like crap.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of like sort of you could do like an Exocet, that's sort of a kit that you could start. You start with a Miata. What's that other one? The Factory 5, like 818. Can you still do those where you start with a WRX?
I don't know if they still do that.
I mean, these are all going to be pretty raw, unrefined experiences no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you spend $300,000 at Superformance to get a GT40, that's going to be it's going to be screwed together nice, but that's a raw, unrefined experience no matter what. So there's no such thing as like building your own 911 and having it come out like a 911. Like that shit don't happen,
I feel like for me, they're worth a shit if they do a decent job of replicating the experience of the real one. And it's like, if the steering's good, the brakes are good, the power, like if it feels pretty buttoned up, that's what I would ask for. If you start going, I don't know, the windows don't roll up that well or something, then you're putting yourself up for disappointment.
PTS White says, we all know what band is your number one jam. What are some other favorites? Music. I love the Gaslight Anthem. I love Rise Against. I love Billy Joel. I love Counting Crows. Their albums, their recent live performance was fucking not impressive to me at all. I love Springsteen. I love a lot of stuff from the mid to late 90s that was not like a particularly well regarded era in music. Like there was a band called Fuel that had 2 great albums and then broke up, and me and Larry saw them a bunch of times. They were great. Offspring was awesome. Loved Offspring. Still love Offspring. Yep. They're fucking awesome. And a lot of middle 90s hip hop, Tupac, Biggie, that era of of hip hop.
Guns N' Roses still strong, right?
Guns N' Roses still strong. Yeah, I mean, they don't make my top 10, but solid band for sure. And if you get to see, Metallica, like, not everybody loves Metallica, but fuck me, do they put on a show? That is, Pearl Jam is very jammy, as far as rock goes. When people think of jam bands, they think of like Fish and the Dead and shit. But Pearl Jam is kind of a jam band, or it's halfway to jam band. Metallica is the opposite.
Yeah,
Metallica is precise. Oh boy, hope that didn't pop. Bad. What about you, Zach?
From the 90s stuff, like Guns N' Roses, Green Day, Offspring for sure. Metallica, I listened to that a lot. And then AFI, NoFX, Fury 66, which is a very obscure band, and Good Riddance. And then like hip hop, kind of all over the map, like underground stuff, but also definitely lots and lots of mainstream beats. I mean, try to listen to 50 Cent, like that whole first album of his. Like you can listen to the whole thing.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, and you're like, yep, that's I understand why
album.
It sold all the records in the world that year. It just dominated everything.
Yeah. Bad Gardener says, Bat's most viewed listing in September was a 69 Copo Chevelle sold for $210,000. A lot, but not nearly as much as the other most viewed cars. Can you explain this to me? I don't know. Is it possible to find that?
Got it.
Well, look, $210,000 for a Chevelle. It also the title it's a Copo L72 427 Chevelle. How many views did it have? 243 comments. Wow.
28,000 miles on the car.
Well, here I think the number of comments. Wow, 87,000 views, 3,200 watchers. So, in my opinion, and this will actually be interesting because I'm going away right now, coming back, but then Zach is going away, and while he's gone, I'm going to have Rob Dietz, aka Wob, on the show here, and Wob is the most prolific Bring a Trailer seller of all time, and so we're gonna have a lot of insights about Bring a Trailer from Wob, which will be really interesting. But my guess is this has probably been restored. There's a lot to fucking go over when a car is like been restored like this. And this is also one of those, sort of like Barrett Jackson specials where, yeah, it's a Chevelle, so maybe it should only be $40,000, and yeah, it's a 427, so maybe it should be $1 million or something. But if there's a lot of comments and activity, people keep checking back, that will draw a lot of views, and it may not necessarily. I don't necessarily think an auction that has the most views or of the whole month is going to be the one that sells for the most money. I mean, I think if there was a Chiron on Bring a Trailer, I mean, I think not that many people would be interested in it. But because this is a high-end example of a real people's car that seems to be, honestly and faithfully restored, not hot-rodded, I think a lot of people would like this, and then maybe also think they could get a deal or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's a trending up price or if this is down from 2009 when, when these cars were super big money. Did this go for $800,000 and now it's actually softened? I
mean, it might be one of those cars that could, Yeah. Waymo hand jobs from women I hardly know. Talk me out of a third-gen Ariel Atom. They're trading in the 40s. Road legal in Virginia. Possibly safer than a street car for VIR. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Probably won't depreciate much more in the next 10 years. Reliable powertrain. All right, well, you're actually right about a lot of these things. A good condition Atom 3 that hasn't been crashed is floored at the 40s. That car is always going to be worth that, right? So, and the powertrain is reliable, and because the car is so light, it's under stressed, which is great. It would be fun in VIR. I don't necessarily think it's safer than a street car. I mean, the downsides are obvious, right? This is a car with essentially no bodywork. You are outside, which means you really were going to have a hard time using it in Virginia winters. I've driven these things, and they're fucking hairy. I mean, these are twitchy, hairy little cars. They're very extreme. Steering is really, really sharp, and they're a handful. And so if you're looking for that type of experience, it's gnarly. You drove the Nomad.
I did.
And you...
Actually, I drove the other one, too.
Did you drive the other one also?
I drove the one that had the turbocharged Civic engine, and I like the NA one better, and I drove the Nomad.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're both the cheapest way to somewhat not perfectly replicate a 911 driving experience, because you have a rear engine car and you can feel the weight is back there. I mean, the thing will slide a little bit and it's real easy, but then if it starts stepping out further, it keeps moving. I mean, the new one is wider.
Lift.
You have to not lift. Like Dio Shihara drifted the hell out of that car, and that was impressive. I mean, it's a very unique thing, and I think owning one for 6 months or a year would be a riot. I do not think it's safer on a track than a street car, because if you crash, like you got Hans on, sure, that's all great. You got belts. Your legs are whacking into these metal bars. Yeah. Like you are going to get so bruised up because there's no knee protection. There's nothing like that.
And if you took something, you take something to the fucking chest, you could have a crash and something could hit you directly in the chest.
That's true. I mean, you're very exposed. Yeah. I mean, it's not just open wheel, like it's open cockpit almost. There's all this space, around you. You've got two seats.
I mean, look, if you're go on, sorry.
It's just a hoot though. I had a really good time driving it, and I thought it was very special.
If you're hardcore, like I said it in the Manx video, which everyone should go watch. Like the Manx is dangerous on the street too. Like if you crash that, like you could die. Mm-hmm. But I think I don't mind driving a fucking dangerous thing around as long as the experience to me is fun enough that it's worth it. In many ways, the Atom does justify its dangerousness in a way that I don't think we were talking about this. The Exocet, the Exocet or the whatever that Factory 5818 thing. I don't think either of those cars' driving experiences justify their sketchiness versus what they're based on. Mm-hmm. But I do think the Atom kind of does. So, yeah. If you can afford to lose a couple $1,000 in 6 months and go, here's an experiment. Yeah. If I hate this thing, I'll cut $5,000, loss and move it on. Okay.
Yeah.
Be worth it.
I think that's a good idea. I think they sell them out of
VIR.
VIR.
Yeah.
So if you can go test drive it and then leave and think about it, don't buy it, under the pressure.
Yeah.
They're cool.
2 Porsches, 1 Cup.
Wow.
It's funny. My Corvette is down and my ATSV is at 125,000 miles and it's on its second motor. Wow. Would scooping up a spare front-wheel drive track car like a Honda Fit or Fiesta throw off my intent to get faster on a track with a rear-wheel drive car, or should I go with a Miata, etc., for a budget spare vehicle? I would be parting ways with a 5-speed HHR SS. That's a funny car.
That is a weird car.
Yeah. Well, a Honda Fit with a K24 swap is like $18,000. And it will be super fast.
Yeah.
And really fun. Having said that, if your intent is to get faster on track with a rear-wheel drive car, you should probably buy a rear-wheel drive car. Mm-hmm. I mean, Miatas are great. I'm a huge fan of spec E46s, and I think they're reasonably affordable. C5 Corvettes are a great place to start. Mustangs.
I think he has a Corvette, right? My Corvette is down.
Oh, my Corvette's down. Oh, shit. Sorry, yeah.
I would go Miata. Consumables are low. You've already got, 3 American cars and, the HHR, SS, and the Corvette, not similar, but they overlap a little bit. Yeah. So I think get rid of the HHR and get a Miata.
I don't really have an answer for the next one. Okay, smells like Dodge Spirit. That's pretty good. What makes the 997 RS 4-liter so great? Widely regarded as the apex of the vortex of P cars, but I've never really heard a comprehensive assessment as to why, especially compared to its older and younger siblings. Okay, well, this is easy. It has the hottest motor in a modern platform, but that's still compact. A 997 is still a small car. Everyone agrees that the 997 GT3 RS is a fabulous looking car.
Yep.
It looks great. It's the right size, the right shape. Makes and the 4-liter is the sort of it's the end of the it's a Metzger 4-liter. It's not like the later 4-liter like we got with the 911R and the GT3 later. It's the Metzger based 4-liter, which makes it special. It's rare. It's higher performance. It's fizzier, but it's not any like worse to drive or anything, or like it's not like it's shitty on the street. I am literally looking at one out the window right now. That white one right there, that's a 4-liter. So it's the best looking GT3 RS and the best modern body style for me. The manual gearbox, 6-speed with a 500 horsepower water-cooled 4-liter Metzger engine, and very limited numbers. It has everything. I mean, yeah, it's only incrementally better than the 3.8-liter one. It's not a total game changer, but it's fucking more. It's better. It's more. So more is good. Yeah, it sounds amazing. Share a Chala Skyway.
Love that
Very,
name.
very good. 8 days a year. When do you think we'll see the next mass market car on the road with truly unique styling like the Cybertruck? Aptera, maybe.
If it ever hits the road.
Maybe an Aptera. I mean,
out there designs. I
mean, look, the Cybertruck's not selling very well, bro. Cybertrucks.
The concepts are always a little more extroverted and aggressive, but they know they have to tame it down, because if they go too crazy, you'll have a smaller market. You'll sell fewer cars. So they can't go too insane. Like when a car is like 20 years out, like the Qashqai concept.
Yeah.
Like when they give the designer all the asset in the world, and they just say, draw whatever you want from the year 2052. That's when you see really out there concepts. But when they're closer to actual production, I don't think they get too crazy because they want to sell cars.
Yeah. Most cars are normal.
Yeah.
Lucid Gravity Bong says, what is Patina Collective? Have you seen Patina Collective in Florida? I don't know what that is. What is it? It's Tuner Benzes. Oh, cool. That looks nice. Showroom tour. What do they have in the this is like they're selling tickets to this? What is this?
Visit the world's largest Mercedes collection, featuring a bunch of Koenig Specials, Gambala, SGS.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, it's got a bunch of crazy like Euro tunery shit.
I guess it does.
That sounds fun.
So
good for them.
Okay.
I would check that out. I mean, we talked about this on the last show. I'm doing the E5 Hyundai with the boys over here. Choonhound says we talk almost endlessly. Oh,
June, I couldn't give less of an F about a body kit for a helicopter.
Body kits for helicopters? Yeah, I don't really give a shit about that.
I didn't know that existed at all.
I did get it. I did get a helicopter pilot's analysis of the crash in my Instagram DMs, and he said it was a mechanical, and like they did the only thing that you could do in that case, pretty much, which is just a drop to the fucking ground.
Got it.
But he was like, yeah, I don't. He's like, I don't fly in helicopters anymore. That's what he said. I was like, all right, so I'm not flying.
Whoa.
Joe says, what's the slowest car where you had a code brown moment?
I think I wasn't driving, but it was when you were driving my Crown Vic. I was sleeping in the back seat. We were coming back from a shoot. Thad was in the front, and we were coming down the hill in the 405, and I was asleep, and all of a sudden I just felt the car juke left, and it was because all of a sudden traffic had like slammed on its brakes, and you dodged left and went into the shoulder and like slipped to not hit a U-Haul or something like that, and it was like that's what we could do, and I think that was a slow car, and I was like, what's happening? Because I couldn't see out the windshield. I didn't know what was happening.
I was once driving my Delica over a mountain with 6 of my family members, including me. 6 up in the Delica, 87 horsepower.
4 of them were pushing. Yeah.
Right. And same kind of thing. Traffic comes to an abrupt stop, and I have to fully lock up the brakes. Just this vehicle is not and I thought the thing was going to do a front flip. I think the rear axle might have come off the ground. Oh, it was fucking sketchy. So there you go. I'm looking at Nice Stick Man says, I'm looking at 996 turbos and was thinking about a rear wheel drive conversion. Is it worth it? I love my STI, but I've never driven an all wheel drive 911. So like this question is phrased weird. Is it worth it? What does that mean? Like, I don't know about worth it. So let's forget those words, but like pros. You ditch some weight. The steering gets better because, again, you've ditched some weight and a front drive shaft, and there's a precedent for it. The GT2 is pretty much just that.
Right.
Now, you should also note that the GT2 had a bigger front air dam to create more front downforce without the weight of the all-wheel drive. So, like, they did other things, too. It wasn't, they didn't just pull that out. Downsides, you know, if you want to use the all-wheel drive through in the snow, that will be helpful, and you won't have it. If you plan to drive it in the snow, like, you want snow tires for sure.
If you ever want to sell the car, it will be much more difficult to sell.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put it back.
Yeah.
Is the thing? Is it just? It's the you have to fucking hang on to the parts, and you have to be ready to put it back. So like, I don't know what that is worth, but like, that's what will happen.
And also, they say Stickman says, "I love my STI. I've never driven an all-wheel drive 911." Well, if you know, maybe you should drive it, and you might actually like it. If you can find one, if you can Turo one, if you can, I don't know, go to a dealership that has one on consignment or whatever, and just try it, because you might like the all-wheel drive system, and that way you don't have to convert it before even experiencing the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you love your STI, you're going to keep it. Then there's so many other 911s you could get that are rear-wheel drive that you don't have to, like, you know, crack open the tool chest for. I would do that.
I probably would too, but all right. Ammo Spit Not Swallow. Thoughts on Porsche changing up executive staff? Michael Leiters, who's just named a new CEO, was CEO of McLaren, and I had dinner with him at Pebble Beach. That guy was cool as fuck. I am down with that based on my vibes. That's all. Johnny E.V. Gierberman. Do you remember Audi almost launched the R4 on the Boxster chassis in 2014? I wonder how different from the TT it would have felt. I mean, it would have felt like a fucking Porsche. I mean, the TT feels like a Golf. So no. If you drive a Golf or a TT and a Boxster back and forth, they are very, very different. We are not the same. I happen to think that Volkswagen version looks pretty nice.
It's a good-looking car.
It's a good-looking car. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. That would be cool. Okay. Under the cuff, I already got one today. Alan Harrison says, how does the Manx get around not needing mud flaps or something on the rear wheels? My first thought seeing it was I wouldn't want to drive behind that. Well, there's no getaway. There's no regulations. It's 1971, dude.
Yeah, like these Baja Bugs all over the place don't have them.
Yeah, no, it's a 1971 Volkswagen. There's no regulations.
Well, actually, does that apply? Because like if you have a truck that's lifted, you're supposed to have mud flaps on it. But is it just a code that's not enforced? Probably. I mean we see so many lifted trucks in SoCal. No one has mud flaps.
Yeah, because there's mud. I mean, and
also there's no mud.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And it doesn't like. My Manx has like regular tires. It doesn't like kick up a bunch of rocks. It's when the cars have sticky tires that they kick the rocks up. Regular cars don't do that so much. Okay. Good morning, Wood. Festival of Speed says, looking for a watch to join my Speedy and Explorer 2. Wasn't considering the Seamaster No Time to Die, but tried it at a boutique and fell in love. Is there a watch you passed off on only to fall in love when seeing it in person? And vice versa, is there a watch you thought you would love which disappointed in the flesh? Only the second. Instagram lies to you, for sure. So I've never had a watch where I was like, nah, and then I tried it on and I was like, oh yeah, never. But the other one, for sure, where it's photographed in Instagram to look perfect, but it's really fucking tall or chunky or top heavy or whatever, you got to try that shit on. Yeah, for sure. That's it, man.
That's it.
All right. Good group today. Thank you, patrons. Really appreciate you. I'm heading to the airport basically right now. I'm going to Spain to drive the new 911 Turbo S, which should be very exciting. And also there'll be jamon, which is really why I'm going. 30 hours of travel for 36 hours on the ground, baby. That's how we do it here. Turn it around. Thank you, Lit, for listening. Thank you to our patrons for patronizing, supporting us. And I will see you back next week with Wob from Bring a Trailer. And yeah,